All right, we're just pulling into the south side of the Jesse James project, and that means we're actually almost to the property. In fact, you can see the log cabin back there. I'm gonna roll the window down. So we come in, follow the easement road, go just a couple hundred feet basically, and then the driveway, the private driveway, is gonna cut down to the left, and that's gonna go to the property. So the easement road actually continues. It is an existing road. It just hasn't been widened out and graded and gravelled and all that. So the easement road continues straight east. And the property actually has about 300 feet of frontage on the easement road going that way. So you've got all that timber right there. The private drive itself cuts down to the north. So now we're not on the easement road system anymore. We're on the private driveway to the cabin. You're gonna have trails all over the place. We're looking right into the sun for the most part, so everything's gonna look a little dark in this morning video. Such a special property. We are so excited about this one. Actual original log cabin, built, as far as we can tell, early 1900s, maybe late 1800s. The exterior structure is probably just about how it was, other than the roof, just about how it was when it was built as far as the logs. There's been some updates to the inside, electrical and plumbing and that stuff. It's actually, I kind of missed it, but there's a bit of a circular drive here, which is cool. You've got trails going off all over the place. The property itself, again, borders that easement road along its south side. It goes northerly. You've got the driveway, you come to the cabin, and then once you get behind the cabin, you have a large meadow area. As you go north from there, it transitions into big timber again. So here's the cabin. I think we have a separate video where we kind of walk through the cabin and go into detail on that, so we'll either splice that in or we'll just add that separately. Really amazing log cabin. The workmanship that went into that when they built it is unreal. Just really quickly on the cabin, most actual authentic log cabins that we've seen are basically square or rectangular, because that was much easier to build than adding bedrooms. In this case, it's got a main square part, kind of where the great room is, on that corner. It's got the kitchen area, and then it's got two separate bedrooms that are also log and look like they were done at the same time. So if you see all these cross tie logs kind of in the center there, that doubled or tripled the workload when they built this cabin. So this was set up from the start as kind of an upscale cabin or home. Okay, trailer not included, sorry. So as we look southerly, there's the big meadow area. Beyond that, transitions back to timber and then slopes down to that beautiful, beautiful creek bed on the north side. Looking northerly, did I say that? I think I did. Whoops, there we go, right here. One of the many, many unbelievably special features of this property, you do basically have your own private vineyard, or at least a couple dozen mature grapevines that we're told were used as a vineyard. So you've got 3 rows. It's early spring and they're all, from what we see, it looks like they're all starting to bloom or leaf out or whatnot. These, we discovered, are fruit trees. So we've got what we believe to be, I think, a pear tree, a couple pear trees. That's a pear tree. We cracked its secret code by reading the old label that says pear. And probably some apple trees and plum trees as well. Big, big mature timber. Monstrous oak tree. The only time we see oak trees that big are in or very close to old building sites. for that oak tree to survive 200 or 300 years and never be logged for any reason, it probably had to be in a building site this whole time, because those were about the only trees that escaped logging for generation after generation if they were right in the immediate yard of a building site. Gorgeous meadow. We'll do a drone video. That's a great way to see this property because it's big. You've got several other smaller fruit trees over there. I'm not sure what that pole is. Maybe an old bird feeder. Whoops. Watch out for this. We discovered this on our second trip here. Appears to be maybe some kind of old hand-dug well. It's been lined with brick. Some of the brick looks modern, so it might have been redone, you know, 40, 50 years ago. But don't step into that. It's got a little rock there just so people see it. That's not the water source for the home, by the way. The water source is a drilled well. There's a little shed area. Here's the back of the cabin. It's on what looks like some type of original rock foundation. It does have some breaks in it. Overall, everything looks pretty solid to us, but you be the judge. There's one bedroom where clearly the floor is sloped and has been for the last few decades. Took us a while to figure this out until one of the guys just told us, oh, that's just an RV plug-in. So that's kind of handy. They've got some extra slack so you could presumably pull your RV maybe in here. Watch out for that line. Maybe pull it to the other side of the propane tank. And there we've got another monster hardwood tree, and there's the drilled well right there. The guys have, I believe, got the power shut off, although I'm not sure about that. Now there's a meter there. Okay, let's do a drone video on this one because that's really the key on this property. Unbelievable location. You've got the tiny little town of Dixon, less than about 5 miles away for your gas and groceries. And then we're only about 10 miles from I-44. And once you get to I-44, you can get to St. Louis in a couple hours, or Springfield in about an hour and a half. Springfield, Missouri. Stunning, stunning property. We're gonna see if we can do a nice long drone video. So the Jesse James project was part of basically a large, more or less, lodge. This would have been, I guess, the main lodge on it. So the hunting out here, it's been managed using quality, that's why I focused on the sign, QDMA, Quality Deer Management Association practices for decades. So the deer, the turkey, if you're a hunter, I mean, awesome. If you're not, then get your camera ready because you're gonna see some big, beautiful animals out here. Oh, fire pit right there, that's kind of cool. That'd be a good spot to roast some marshmallows right in front of your cabin. Okay, we can't wait any longer. We're doing a drone video on this one. What a property.